Episode 2. Oh, I didn't tell you. I mean, this doesn't matter if it goes in the podcast or not. You could pretty much say whatever. Just keep in mind I'm a teacher. So.
Oh, I'm concerned about you.
I figured, yeah, great. Yeah, that's perfect.
I'm more concerned about me.
Talk to me. What's happening with you? Are there any concerns that we should have?
For me?
Yeah, like
no.
Everything's good?
Oh, yeah. I mean, everything's good that's a big blanket. I couldn't really. I mean, if you put a Bible under my hand and said, "Is everything good?"
Yeah.
I don't think I could say yes.
Okay.
If I ran into you in the supermarket, everything's great.
Yeah. Isn't that great when like you talk to people and they're just like how you doing? Like, oh, I'm fine, but like they're having like the most internal struggle ever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like being a good member of society. Honestly, I mean, if you're gonna burden me in a Acme frozen foods aisle with what's actually going on with
in your life,
fuck you.
I love the fact that like it's so heavy for us. Like, we're not the one going through the struggle, but like if someone tells me that they're like, well, my car got repossessed, I was like, oh.
Listen, if we're out to dinner or sitting on someone, sitting on someone's couch,
a used bedbug infested couch.
Ah, man, god damn it. That's gonna. You know what? I just itched. I just started itching.
I've been real talk. I have been there before. Just for your assurance, I promise you, there's no bed bugs not used. But
it's not used.
It's not used. No, this is
the used part. Actually, didn't bother me. It was the bed bugs part.
I figured.
Yeah.
No, I mean like I didn't.
I mean, my back is itching right now. Every part of me right now is that like I don't even know what we were talking about 13 seconds ago.
We were talking about the hilarious idea that it's too much for us to hear the burdens of others. Like somehow the burden of hearing their burden is more burdensome than their original.
I see your lips moving. All I hear is bed bugs.
I'm assuming you've experienced the...
Never. No,
really?
I'm a little...
How do you have PTSD when you didn't even go through it?
No, I've never gone through it. No, I'm so... that's a typical... so that's really... How's it going, Ed? Like, that is a deep core, like, paranoia kind of, like, little... you do not look comfortable with that, Mike. Yeah. No, but I don't... Man, it's... You know what it is? It's... This is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I started comedy when I was married, which was a big inconvenience to my marriage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, my wife is not... I mean, she's on board now and everything like that, but it was not a celebrated decision. You know what I'm saying? It was not like, oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That was like, what are you doing? And... I remember there were bed bugs in the Grizzly Pear at an open mic.
Ooh.
And I was, dude, it just went in my brain that like, if I bring home bed bugs, this is, 6-7 years ago, and it's still in there. Like, if I brought home bed bugs from an open mic, I'm going to get a divorce.
It's over.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I might as well just go, like, cheat now. You know what I mean? Like, if I find out I have bed bugs, I might as well just go, it's done.
That is a pretty funny idea of, like, a guy who just, like, blows his money on AC, like, hooks up with, like, prostitutes. Like, well, there were bed bugs,
There were bed bugs. It was over. Yeah. Boys' weekend, boys. Yeah. Everybody's getting bed bugs this weekend.
Might as well.
I'm just in the casino, just giving like all of Harrah's.
And it would be funny if you're like, your wife was like, the venereal diseases I can handle, but the bed bugs, that's where I draw the line. Yeah. Well, by the way, speaking of mics, open mics, sound, shout out to Josh for being our sound guy, for checking, make sure everything's running smoothly. Got to give him...
Dude, it's so funny because I see you do the trumpet. It's slipping into your regular...
Oh, it's bad. I know. The hand gestures.
Oh, yeah. You're like, speaking of sound, we got microphones.
I know. I do. Word association, heavy word. And the funny thing is, like, he's always yes-anding himself. Like, that's what he does. And I find myself doing that a lot, too.
It's so much fun.
Right. You could go to Crazy Town so easily.
Oh, yeah.
What's the new thing? I mean, his new thing is just talking about Kamala. He's still on the whole black and Indian thing.
Oh, I haven't. I check out. Now that it's like... it's like a legitimate where like a
contest.
Yeah, like I'm checked out. Well, I can't get sucked into it because it's like, I mean, you use it for, it's very pertinent to your stuff, act and everything like that. Mm-hmm. For me, it's like it'll suck my time so bad.
Yeah,
I don't really talk about politics on stage. So
well, Ed, why don't you? You gotta. You know, you might enjoy this. You might not. Well, I'll tell you, you might not care about politics, but we will. We're gonna destroy your wallet. I'll tell you.
Have you been getting the text? Do you get the donation texts?
Oh, I get the donation text. I'm getting a ton of spam calls and texts too.
Ooh, you getting calls?
Yeah,
I'm getting calls.
Ooh, it's like, we need your help.
Are you getting them from Trump? No. Are you getting the Trump calls?
That would be really funny.
Actually, that actually sounds like that might be worth like $3 donation. If I could start getting Trump calls, like Trump, like pre-recorded calls, that would be hilarious.
That would be great. I don't even know. Like,
it just goes on for 45 minutes. You're like, dude, I can't hang up. This is hilarious.
Also, how do you think he even starts the conversation?
He's talking about General Motors right now, dude. I don't even know.
We were talking about steaks 5 minutes ago. But like, because how do you even think he starts a call? Because it doesn't start with like hello or good morning or hi. Like, you know what I mean?
Aaron, big guy, how are you? And actually, he doesn't. He probably, if he called you, right? Aaron, big guy, heard the impressions, big fan,
tremendous fan, actually.
Yeah, he doesn't. There's not a breath for the first like 80 seconds, right?
He's steamrolling.
Yeah. He just that's how he starts all his calls for sure.
Yeah. I would love to hear how a phone conversation goes with him. Like if he's talking to JD Vance. Yeah, you're right. He would just be like, JD. That's how he starts. It's not hi, hello.
100%.
JD. Terrible interview.
Hold up. JD starts to say, well, slow down.
I think we're doing pretty good in Minnesota. Hold the brakes there, JD. Pump the brakes.
It's good.
Politics, man. It's been honestly, I feel like it's calmed down. Like when Kamala announced her running, there was a little bit of a brouhaha, but now I feel like it's calmed down a bit, or maybe I'm just not watching the news as much. I don't know.
I'm definitely not watching the news.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's so unhealthy.
And I've always felt that way. I remember having this opinion
ever since you were a kid.
Yeah, right. Seriously, the news is just awful.
Well, I just never cared when I was a little kid because I was just like, I don't know what this is. I want to watch cartoons, and that's how I feel like I am now.
Like high school stuff like that. Like I remember trying like because people were like, you're finding your way.
Yeah.
Of, like what things you and like I remember, people. What was it? I guess I was younger than that. People said this was a thing that was presented in class the one day that the teacher was like, if your parents could only watch one show, what would it be?
Oh.
And all the kids were saying the news, and I was just like, the news? And so, I just said the news. I guess it was like 6th grade or something like that. And I told my dad, I was like, if you want to show, my dad was like, I wouldn't watch the fucking news. I'd watch a Flyers game. Like, the news?
Yeah.
And he was just like, we're driving. He's like, the news?
But you got to hear the way he delivered the information. It was so dramatic at the time. Yeah, I'd be watching like, I don't know, maybe a show that really has like a lot of different ways to make me think about something. It wouldn't be Lost, but it would be something that I would think deeply about on multiple watches.
So that's interesting. So you would get your
like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, the combo of those two. If I'm allowed to do like a 2-for-1.
So you would watch. Okay, so what you're saying is you would watch a series of a show.
Yeah, and I would like autistically write the most scholarly articles about those shows because I would love it so much. I'd watch it from like every angle, every facet, and just go to town exploring all the themes and everything.
Because you can only watch one show.
Yeah, because people will write like video essays on that show that are hours
For
long,
sure.
and they're so interesting.
Did you ever go to film school?
No.
You ever do any of that kind of stuff?
No.
I went to adult
film school. Did not. That would be funny.
That's just that small room off the bathroom there.
With all the cameras set up.
It's got an AOL account.
That would be funny if they offered, it was called a film school, and then right next to it was like adult film school.
Or like a tree branch, like as you're walking in, and then the wind blows and you see the word adult.
Yeah.
I went to film school.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's fun.
I would love to do that stuff and like learn about the styles of like Alfred Hitchcock and like other,
I mean, there's the theory stuff, right, which is cool, and then there's the practical stuff. So there's basically two parts of film school, right?
Yeah.
So you do, you do mostly theory, I guess, the first year, and then you start fucking around with sound, and then you start fucking around with cameras, and you start editing, you write a script, all that stuff.
That's a lot. It's
cool.
I think. Well, I'm just saying, like, I give a lot of credit to the people that do that because I don't think people who only consume media don't understand all the little ingredients that go into it to make the wheels turn.
I guess, but people are making shit now more than ever, dude. More than ever.
But I agree. But I think it's that quantity versus quality.
Well, I'll say this: scripts. People don't know how to write a script. You know what I mean? Like, you ever like do a sketch with somebody and it's like 2 lines, it's like 3 ideas on a piece of paper. Like, hey, this is a script. I'm like, that's not a script.
Yeah, that's like a premise.
Yeah, it's some ideas you jot down. Like a script is like.
Well, I was that person when I took Sketch 101 at UCB because they were teaching us how to write scripts and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I had an actor friend who also would like write scripts and go over scripts with me. And he told me, he's like, if you want to get better at writing, just in general, like, read scripts.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed reading some movie scripts as much as like a novel.
You know what I read? Take your favorite movie. Mine was Big Lebowski. Get a copy of the script, and then type that script out.
Ooh, I like that.
And
I like that a lot.
You know what it's like to write a full script. Even if it's, you're not adding anything to it.
Yeah.
But you're just like hitting the tab and putting it, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You're just doing
the motion,
the thing, and you're hearing it as you're writing it. It's like it's a good, like, it's just a muscle.
I was going to say, that's a great exercise.
Yeah.
That's
totally.
a great exercise.
Yeah.
Wow. I should do that, huh? That's really cool. I did write,
I got 3 pages in. I was like, I know how to, all right, I get it.
I get the gist.
Yeah, okay. You can fucking do this for 2 weeks.
That's hilarious. That's like some kind of ancient monk who's like, you must train and meditate for 30 years. I'm on day 5.
Yeah, I'm like, this is the 90-page script. All right, I've seen the movie 100 times at least.
I could quote it.
Yeah, totally. I'm like, all right.
Big Lebowski is a great movie.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't. So I moved to New York. I didn't have like cable or anything like that. I just had a TV that had an old VHS. That's how old I am.
Love
baby.
VHS.
Yeah. I had an old VHS. Like it was one of the TVs with the built-in VHS.
Okay. Yeah.
So I moved up here with a bunch of porno tapes and like the Big Lebowski. And a bunch of like Simpsons episodes on like a tape.
If someone robbed you, they'd be like, "What is this?"
Yeah, totally. So I used to come home drunk and just put the Big Lebowski in. Like I've literally probably seen the Big Lebowski over 500 times. Yeah, I mean I know every inch of it. There's
that's a specific unit of measurement to use.
Of the Big Lebowski.
Yeah,
the Big Lebowski.
The biggest Lebowski, quite frankly. So big, it's so. I bumped my mouth. So, it's just tremendous. We've never seen a Lebowski so big. It's incredible.
I do enjoy this. This is nice. You got a nice place here, dude.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
That's the pros of being poor. They hook you up.
What is this? Like a?
It's like one of those rent-assisted kind of situations.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
This is rent-assisted?
Yeah.
So this is like government? Like what state?
It's the Jersey City, I think, that takes care of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You keep it nice, too.
Thank you. I try and keep it pretty simple.
You got the plants. You got the stuff on the wall. You got a little surfboard action.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is nice.
Thank you. And it's not far from the club.
Bro, this is a great area.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude, I drive over. By the way, talking about movies, I was driving through the Lincoln Tunnel coming over here, and did you ever see the Sylvester Stallone, the fantastic movie?
Over the Top?
No, Over the Top is also fantastic.
I love Over the Top. I almost look at
Daylight.
my son back.
Daylight.
Daylight.
You never saw Daylight? Daylight. So the some guy is racing through. So it's two things. Some mob guys are running hazardous chemicals in a truck through the tunnel. You know what I mean? Like that's how it starts. That's how it starts out. Some mob guys are like, "Hey, just take it through the tunnel."
In what world? In what world do like mafioso mob guys need to like move chemicals around? I love that idea. Tony wants us to take it. This toxic waste.
Take it through the tunnel, and then
it's like, what practical use does that have?
And then Stallone is a limo driver who is in the tunnel when this happens. A bunch of guys robbed something, and they're racing away from the cops through the tunnel at like 60 miles an hour, and they crash into the hazardous waste and everything blows up right in the tunnel. And then the movie begins, and it turns out Stallone helped build the tunnel.
Right. So he's an engineer.
Yeah, he rescues everybody. But what's crazy is there's no way you can get above 25 miles an hour going through the tunnel. Like, how fast can you really? Like, it's windy. Bumper to bumper.
Yeah. I was gonna say riddled with traffic.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Anyway, yeah, that's a little gem I brought over.
What are we doing on time here?
I got 5 minutes.
Okay, yeah, cool.
I like this. What is this? This 20-minute pod?
Something like that. Yeah. We can even wrap it up like in the next couple minutes if you want.
I'm good.
But this is fun. Well, I was just gonna say, is that movie from the 80s?
Probably, yeah. That was the height. That was like over the top. All of those
80s,
Stallone.
for whatever reason, 80s they love toxic waste in the 80s.
It was huge.
Toxic Avenger, like I said, RoboCop, the guy that gets the toxic waste dumped on him. This movie, one of my favorite toxic waste things. You know, Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan.
Oh yeah.
At the end, they're in the they're in the sewers trying to outrun Jason. And they do this jump scare where this maintenance guy pops out of the corner. He's like, "Hey, what are you kids doing down here? Like, we're trying to run away from this crazy man with a hockey mask." He's like, you better get back on top. Every night at midnight, they flood the sewers with toxic waste.
That's so good.
It's awesome.
Toxic waste was huge. Yeah,
it was a big thing.
Huge thing in the 80s. There was a movie with Chevy Chase where he got sprayed with toxic waste and he became. It was really bad.
Swamp Thing. No,
it was Chevy Chase. It was toxic. It was like radioactive waste.
Oh, I don't know.
And it spilled out of the back of a truck.
Of course it did.
Yeah.
Of course. Oh, also there's was it Night of the Living or?
Well, I like that you have access to these old movies. You were putting up that one with the elevator.
The lift. Oh, shout out to the lift. I'm gonna be posting something about that. I gotta maybe do a watch party or something. I love the lift. Love the lift.
I'm on board.
Talking about cinematography, by the way, at the end, the shot that they have, it's like such a goofy movie. But the 80s neon purple, pink colors and like some of the shots that they have and transitions are actually like super good.
Well, that's what's so interesting about that. Those like bad movies, there were people involved that were like learning how to be good.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
There like even like back there were porn, like the porn films. Mm-hmm. Those guys were also like gaffers on
legit sets.
So it was it wasn't like the way it is now where it's like, oh, you're in porn or you're like in a regular. They were guys just learning how to do things because that information wasn't really out.
They were just like breaking into the industry.
You couldn't go on YouTube and figure that out. So you could learn a lot from a porn set.
Yeah.
About how to light something.
Ed, are you trying to tell me something?
When I said film school earlier, it was
the branch that blew away.
It was the adult film school, yeah.
Well, no, it's funny that you say that though, because like there's a really bad horror movie. It's called Spookies, hilarious, and I don't think it was Tom Savini, but the guy, he's like a horror movie icon. He did like the makeup for like the Friday the 13th and like Dawn of the Dead. Like he has amazing horror makeup and special effects and all that. It wasn't him, but it was someone else who had he had amazing credits for like these really great movies. But this movie's like such a piece of crap.
Right.
But the thing that stands out is like the special effects.
Yeah.
So It's funny how some
Yeah,
of
it's
those.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, even now, like people will take. You don't know. You read a script, you're like, oh, this looks like it'll be cool.
Got
You
legs,
got some
yeah.
people on it, and then all of a sudden it sucks. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it just run aground. Somebody in there fucked it up, or
Well, sometimes like a script can be solid from top to bottom, but the execution, it's so hard to
Sure.
get that to.
Well, and then somebody, like a money person is like,
I
we
love that
should do
title.
this. The money person.
money person,
The
yeah.
money person. Yeah.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a money person.
I'm a money person. That's
All right, we
great.
should probably wrap it up.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. Well, I guess that'll do it for this episode.
I'd like to come back.
Absolutely.
This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks a lot for
having me,
coming by.
dude.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
All right, cool.
All right. Great.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks, man.